Hello everyone. Today I'm going to show you another app I have created by using serverless technology. And the business idea for this app is I want to connect the travelers with the requester or the people who want to send packages. So for example, I'm traveling next week to London. I go to the app and then I add my trip. I add all details of my trip, like for example, I accept only documents, and then the people who want to send some documents, he go to the app or any package and go to the app, and then he say, okay, um, let's search for who is traveling to London, and then he will find my trip, and then he can connect to me. I'm going to show you a full demo for the application, but the application is divided in two parts: front end by using Flutter, and back end is using Lambda. And you can download the application on Android. So as you see here, the mobile application is running. The mobile application is used as a front end. So once the user is registered, he can register on Cognito and then receive GWT token, and then it can request to the API gateway. API gateway verify the GWT token from Cognito, and then once it's valid, it will send the request to Lambda. Lambda will be invoked and get some information from a database. As we see, we're using DynamoDB. So the user can add trips or get trips or do searching in other trips, adding his contacts. So the as we said, Lambda is using as a backend. I'm using Flask, Python Flask. I'm using Zaba to deploy the application, and the authentication is by Cognito. API gateway is used to make sure the all users who connected to the backend has authenticated. DynamoDB is using as our database. So before you using DynamoDB, you need to know your access patterns. For example, you say, okay, I want to add trip. I want to add some information. Um, I want to get the by city. I want to get all trips by city. So this is the global secondary index. As we know, DynamoDB has partition key. So each username, you can get all data by only one query by using the username as partition key, or you can use a sort key also. So if you have multiple records, you can differentiate between records by sort key. So when we're adding trip, we use query table and then put item with the whole item. Item looks like this JSON format with the username created is used as a sort key and all the other information. And as you see here, timestamp, we use it for TTL. So time to live, for example, when the trip is created and after traveling of the trip, you don't need this trip anymore, maybe after a month or 3 months, and then you need uh, automatically this trip will be deleted. So how we can do this? We can use a timestamp, and we configure DynamoDB to delete this record automatically. And when we search on the trip, we use global secondary index. So by cities, for example, I want to search from city. So I can say, okay, give me all trips from city Berlin, Germany. So anyone adding a record with Berlin, Germany in the database, it will be returned to the user. You can also search, find available trips not from city or to city. Yeah. So you also had another global secondary index with name to city. So give me all records that users has created to city. Yeah, I'm gonna show also this in DynamoDB. And also you can use both from to. So for example, I want to from to, so you can put both of them and can search. So can have multiple access patterns. Yeah. Also, DynamoDB has a good thing is used. You can you can have something named begins with. So, for example, when we're creating a request or in the DynamoDB. So I want to search by my username and with the sort key begin with, starting with, for example, starting with request. So give me all data by added by my user and starting with request, or adding to my user and starting with accept or decline. And this is what we needed in the application itself. I'm going to show you this also. And finally, when you're removing the user, um, we need to remove the user from Cognito, and then after that, delete the user's data from database. So as you see here, the backend is open source. The good thing is open source is used. We didn't go with this application because we have some legality issues, and we said okay, we go on and we're starting with another ideas or something else. But for now, this application is open source. You can use it. You can see what is the an API. You can get some information for authentication, models for database, and you see how to add record, how we get records, how to get record begin with, and how we delete records. And here notification, you can have some notifications. Here we're using Google for notification and sending notifications to the mobile, and also we can send a push notification. And routing, when you are in the application itself, user can get user information, it can delete accounts, and how many, we have limitation because we don't need users to spamming us, yeah, and also how to create subscription, um, yeah, remove subscription, yeah, and this is from the backend. Let's see from Flutter. Actually, this is used. I'm not Flutter developer, but this is my friend my friend Amr, who has created the Flutter application as a front end. So here in AWS, as you see, first API gateway, and in API gateway we have um, we said, okay, proxy, that's mean any request coming in, any, for example, get, put, delete, all of them, it goes to Lambda function. And we need these options, really important, because um, if you don't use this option, you will have a 500 error to the users because uh, course issues, yeah, to the browser. So you need to have options, and then in the proxy, and any request is coming, it makes sure it's authorized by Java. So as we see in the API gateway, we make sure it's authorized in Cognito. So this is the name, just the name. If you if you do edit here, you see which Cognito you are using. Yeah, Cognito user pool. So this is the name in the Cognito. Um, and which Lambda function? So we have this Lambda function. It will be invoked once the user is, yeah, once the API gateway, um, um, yeah, invoke Lambda function. And this is the code we have. You see routing and all routing stuff. Yeah, as the code is here, is here. You can have it here also. Yeah, it's the same code. Um, this is for API gateway. Let's go to Cognito. Cognito, we have Cognito user pool, and then we can have users. Um, as you see here, users confirmed, email verified after the sign up. You can have um, self sign up registration. We will do this on live. And the good thing is we can use extension in Cognito. What that mean? That mean once the Cognito user has been added, you can invoke Lambda function to do something. For example, once the user is created, I need to invoke Lambda function to do something to the user. For example, in my case, I used a Lambda function to disable the user once they are registered. So they don't self-register. I don't need spamming, so I disabled the user, and I need to make sure when I adding the user, this is a real user. As an example in my case here. So if I click um, this user pool and I want to go to the code, you see I get the username from the event, and after that, I disable the user. Why I'm doing this, as I said, because I don't need spamming users who sign up and then get some data on the application. Okay, let's go to the DynamoDB table and let's do this. So I have sharing table. This the table is used to save data, how many index we have. This is the global secondary index. This is the index we needed for find. So we can have index to city, yeah, or from city or from to. So if the user search um, from city, so he wanna see all trips from city, and he see all records, yeah. And also we can get another one from to and to city. Um, in the partition key, we have username, so you can have one username with multiple sort keys. So when I need to get the data for a specific user, I can just put the username with one query, I get all information. Or if I want to delete a record or update a record, I can say, okay, with this username and with this sort key, update this record. Yeah. Um, what else here? Yeah, you can also have streams. We don't use it right now. Okay. Let's do an live demo. So here, the application itself, and we do lookout in the beginning. Let's say, okay. Okay, I put passwords and do login. You see my username. Yeah, and then I will do next login. Yeah. Okay, it's asking me to accept the policy. So as you see here, I want to search from city. Right now, there is no data. I don't save any trips. So I'm going to show you if after we save some trips. Here's some contact information, and I can put some contacts that is can be shared with the traveler or with the one who wants in the package. So I can have maybe Facebook name one and phone. Okay, Chris, yeah. Okay, save. Okay, saved. All of this is goes to DynamoDB, and if we do explore table and do refresh, this is the user. I have two users. This is the username, and you see um, some data of myself. And let's see what the application is doing. Yep. So if I add another one, save for Instagram, it's null now. So I'm not sure if I refresh it to refresh here. Instagram is okay, it's added. So here I'm adding my contacts. As you see, I can have my username. Yep. Okay, let's assume that. Adding my username and then and the contacts, the created is contacts itself. Yeah. Um, so it uses sort key. Yeah. This contact. Let's go back and let's adding a trip. Yeah. Okay, it's black. Okay. Let's adding the trip. Go to the trip and then add one by plus and then write. I want to add trip from Berlin to um, maybe Dresden. Okay. And the trip will be um, 1st of April. Yep. And then I'm accepting packages from, let's say, from 1st February to 8th of February. Oh, first. And accept to it. Yep. And the currency is euro. And what item I need to add it. So for example, documents, price per document, like €5, or let's say €2, and then add another item. Um, let's say a bag, done. Available kilos, 5 kilo, €5. Okay. Then I save the trip. Okay. Let's do refresh here. My trip is added, right? And there's all information. As you see here, timestamp. This the one is this timestamp will be after 2 weeks of the traveling. So where is accepting travel date? After 2 weeks of travel date, uh, after 2 weeks of travel date, you will see the timestamp will be configured, and then this record will be gone, will be deleted, right? So let's assume, let's create another trip, right? Let's create another one, and okay, create second trip from Berlin to Cairo, for example, and then arrival date in 1st of July, and we accept trip from 31, okay, until maybe 5 of May, currency euro, and add item, maybe one item, electronics. Of course, electronics not per kilo, but let's say 1 kilo, and price €20, okay, and save the trip. So we have a second trip, right? Right now we have two trips with the same user, and let's assume this user is log out, yeah, and we log in with the another user, and this user is second user. Okay, I accept the policy, and then I search any trips come from Cairo. I don't have any trips from Cairo, so I'm a shopper. I want to search if someone is traveling. Someone from Berlin. There is two starting from Berlin. So this is a global secondary index request is sending from only from Berlin, not from two. And as you see, this is a trip and another trip from Berlin to Cairo. This is only electronics, and this is for bag and documents, right? Let's say I want a specific trip, so I only get from Berlin to Cairo. Let's say I want to only from any city from Germany to Cairo, so from two, this two only, so you get to Cairo. Or you can say Dresden, and you see here search, you see only Dresden. You can you can add another access patterns, for example, from country to country, or from yeah. This can be, you need to add another global secondary index. And if we say from Berlin to Cairo and then search, and then I see this trip, I say, oh no, I don't need this right now, the trip. Okay, I want to send a mobile with someone, so I do send request. And the status now is pending because this request, all my information will be sent to the traveler, right? I logged second email, and this all my information here will be sent to the one who is traveling. You see this my information, right? He can accept it or deny it. So I can see some I don't receive any requests. That's the queries coming with the partition key and sort key begins with, right? And send, as you see, I have pending. As you see here, I can edit, delete this request or leave it. So let's see in database, in DynamoDB, if I do refresh, we have some new data. We have two requests. This one for the one is traveling, and this is the one with the request. Yeah. Let me make sure I'm correct. Yes, you see, this one is traveling, and this one was asking for request. So if we open this one, you're finding also TTL. It will be deleted automatically, and some information trip ID and two user ID. And when we search in database, we want to get it in the application. I want to show you this. But before I do this, let's do a query. Yeah. Query. You can do in DynamoDB, you can do scan the whole table, but this is not the best practice. The best practice is using um, partition key or using global secondary index. Yeah. So I have three index, two city. Um, let's say from city because we have two Berlin. From city, let's say also case sensitive here. Let's run. Oh, from to no, this from to from city, not from to. Actually, no, to city from to from Berlin, Germany. Yeah. Okay, I get two. So the global standard index is really um, easy when I have one query to get all records in database with specific value, right? So I get from city. I also added the country itself because maybe in the future I have something else, but you can say from city. So this is two different trips, right? But if I say from to, so I need to get the whole, like this one, from to Cairo. So I think I do Berlin, Germany. Uh, I don't remember I do this correct. Yep. So I get a specific item, right? But you can have multiple items if any other users create the same from to. Yeah. So let's log in again to the application and let's log in with the second user and do log out. And here the user was traveling. And do login. Yeah, every time it asks me for accepting. And then, of course, if I do Berlin, can I see my trips? No, because I don't need to see my own trips I have created, right? So, but I can see there is requests that I have received. Yeah, view contacts. I see from this user. I can accept or decline. If I do accept, so now I accept this user. I can get his information. I can talk to him and tell him, okay, give me this package. And disclaimer here, this is only for uh, demo. Yeah, from demo, not take this application. It will not work with you because for right now, I'm not using this application as yeah, to getting business from it. Yeah. So once you accept it, if we search here in the table, let's do scan. I will show you the whole items. Oh, maybe here. and you see accepted, travel accepted. This is the item. Once I do accept it, travel accepted from this user ID to that user ID. And let's back to the application. Yeah. So if I log out and log in again for the second user, it will show me this user has accepted, and I can see his contacts also. Okay, every time asking me for accepting this, submit. And if I do received, accepted, I send this request, accepted. This one, view contact. Because I didn't add any contact there, right? Okay. Um, so let's do logout and do sign up. I'm gonna show you something else. Um, let's do plus as a new user, and then let's do this for a second. Sign up. Okay, I name it test demo. Okay, I do self sign up, right? Or self register. I need to confirm the email I receive it, right? So it should be an email received. Um, let's see. I received an email. Hello, you received an email. Verify. Okay. And as you see here, I can search again for trips. And it will not work. Why? Because in Cognito, I add the Lambda function that disable any user will do sign up with self sign up, right? So that's why here you find this user is confirmed. Okay, it is then verified. Yeah. Here, the user is disabled, as you see. The user is disabled, so it's not enabled. So I need to enable this user to let him work. So here it doesn't work. It will see the search is keep running, but it's not working. So once I enable this user, it should work. Enable access user, then Cognito will work. Then let's do again the request again. Maybe it takes some time, so we need to log out again. Log out. And okay. So accept and search the city. Okay, now it's working. Um, and again, I can see the trip details and all the information. And also here I can show my information. Yep. Um, so this is the idea for this application. I hope you enjoyed. And if you want to change something in the application and see, yeah, go ahead and change it and send a pull request. So thank you for watching and have a nice day.